J'appelle James WALLMAN. I was only doing that to wait for the music to finish. But actually, maybe we should all do that. Bonjour. Je m'appelle James. Je peux parler en français. J'étais guide il y a 20 ans. But actually, I can't really speak French, so that's not true. How are you all?
Fine.
Yeah, ça va? Not very good. Okay, just because we've all had lunch, we have no slides. Oh, we do have slides. Okay. Then, no, we'll do this anyway. Let's all just stand a moment, can we? Sorry, I don't get out very much. One thing that does happen for me is if I get excited, and this is my favourite topic, so I am going to get excited, is I sometimes speak very quickly. And I have to do this in America as well. If I speak too quickly and you cannot understand me, you have to do something to let me know. What should we make it? That's what I would lovely. This someone else did it. Okay, so we're going to do the wave arms. Okay, I'm going to speak really quickly. Can you keep up with me when I speak this quickly? Exactly. Okay, so we're all going to do it together, but not just like a buck. Anyone here ever drowned or been almost close to drowning? Who here has rescued somebody who was drowning? You know that kind of thing that you do when you're drowning? Okay, you have. You rescued somebody.
My little niece didn't, but yeah.
Congratulations. We have one hero. Okay, we're going to do this thing where we're going to shake our hands, and this is what you have to do if I speak too quickly. Is everyone agreeing? But I think we should say something as well. What should we say? Boo? Or something? Hell? Okay, how about that sound that American Indians used to make? That one. Okay, so we're going to do that sound with one hand. And wave hands. Okay, after 3, under 12. Everybody has to do it or I'm not doing the talk. Sir, on the telephone. You have to do it too. Wave your hands, come on. And make the sound. Okay, wonderful. If you'd like to sit down and we'll kind of get going. I told you I was terrible with time. I stole this idea from a neuroscientist called Catherine Templar Lewis. What we've just done by doing, when you do something together with people, this is to do with connection. And it's about feeling of belonging. When you do something the same as other people, what happens is there's a syncing that happens. You know this word syncing, S-Y-N-C-H, syncing? And I was thinking this earlier when Alan did his fantastic talk, and he got us all to think about dogs. And I thought what was amazing, if you think about this room, there's probably like 180 odd people here. 180 brains were thinking something different but sort of similar. Did you sort of stop and think about that? With what Big Al as well was saying about how our brains work, this neuroscience stuff? And so one of the things that you can do that's really important about experiences is creating that sense of belonging. And you can do that through syncing by doing the same thing. Anyway, so I thought we'd do that. So that's me. I run something called the World Experience Organisation, which is an organisation for people around the world who care about experiences. And I think, you know, there's this fuss about going to Mars, and sort of, you know, Elon Musk and all these people want to go to Mars. Have you come across this? It's not really in the news at the moment, but every now and again it pops up. They think that this is exciting. This is a picture of a rocket. Can you get that? Okay. So I think the next great leap for humankind is experientialism. Let me check. You know what I mean when I say experientialism? No, thank you for shaking your head, I appreciate that. So just as materialism is the value system which has underpinned consumerism and made us all wealthy, which has transformed standards of living, I think experientialism is the new dominant value system. Now, it's not like it's changed overnight. It's not like one moment we loved Gucci shoes, and now we love immersive experiences. It's more like, you know those kind of sunsets that go on for a long time in the summer? You know the sunset in July and August, and you watch it going? Not if you're, somewhere close to the equator, but, up in northern countries. So it's a change, big change that's happening. And I think the great next leap is this idea. And you guys, us, we are creating it. That's kind of my point. This is what we're going to do. And I didn't get this from Pigalle earlier. I know it's awkward, right? We found out this last night that I was using the same quote. But people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they'll remember how you made them feel. So hopefully I've already made you feel slightly weird with that thing, but I'm going to try and make you feel like you dislike me. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to get you to, in a minute, stand up again, and you're going to tell a story to a person next to you. Hopefully, or in a perfect world, it's not somebody that you know already. So if you come with your friend or your colleague or your boss, don't talk to them, talk to somebody else. And the story you're going to tell needs to be about a time where something went wrong. Maybe you cheated. Anyone here ever cheated? Come on. No, you liars. Come on, you're French. Or maybe you got sacked. Maybe you crashed a car. Maybe you killed somebody. The best story I ever heard in this is somebody did die. It's amazing. Horrible story. So anyway, so you're going to tell a story. You've got 1 minute to do it. Then there'll be a bell. And then we'll have the second group do it. We'll see if we can get through this in time. And then when the second group is done, you'll sit down so we're ready to start again. The story has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it's when something went wrong. Who wants to play this game? Thank you, Klaus. Who doesn't really want to play and wish they sat out there having a coffee and talking to their friend instead? Thank you for your honesty. Not many of you very honest here, because let's do hands again. Who here has cheated at some point in their life? Okay, so it's just a room full of fibbers. Okay, whatever. Okay, so is everybody clear about what we're going to do here with the story? Okay, so if you stand, you have 1 minute to tell your story where something went wrong. Ready? Do you need a moment to think about it? Shall I give you a very quick example? Now, let's get going. Let's go. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you want to play that game? Most people, pretty low. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you actually enjoy it? It was much better than you thought it was going to be, huh? The magic is, of course, what we just did there was tell stories to each other. And the other magic is, the problem with most stories is someone tells you how fucking brilliant they are, and how everything is good, and how good their business is, and how, those people, who go on holiday and they come back, and you say, how was it? They say, I stayed in a lovely villa, the food was great, it was all wonderful. Horrible people, boring people, smug people. We love stories where something goes wrong. This is a version of the hero's journey. It's a version of that eternal story that we all enjoy. But I won't get into that too much. And the reason I want to talk to you about that is that who here wants to talk about their shoes and their chairs and their things? Nobody. When you look at studies by psychologists, people have things, but when you ask them about who they are, they refer to their experiences. Anyway, so just as the creation of farming 11,000, 12,000 years ago, discovery of the wheel, electricity, and then the Industrial Revolution, which I kind of think all interesting to where we are. This is anyone? Yeah, Model T Ford. So Henry Ford said in about 1909 or something, 1910, that when a man buys one of my cars, he'll never have to buy another car again. That's the statement of an industrialist. That's the success of the Industrial Revolution. This guy came along, Alfred Sloan, and he said, buy another one of our cars every year, with the seasons. Planned obsolescence. This terrible idea now of getting rid of stuff. They want people to use up what they previously only used. And then there was this brilliant article in The Atlantic in 1928 called Beauty, the New Business Tool. And they had to create consumers and create this system where we buy more shit than we don't need. Who here likes that idea of buying more stuff than we need? Wow. How many people do that thing? How many of you buy clothes before the other stuff has worn out? How many of you enjoy being rich? We are seriously wealthy people. I've just been reading about Napoleon. Just imagine the shower that Napoleon would have. Richest guy on the planet, probably, in his day. Or Queen Victoria, pick your person. How many people here had a shower this morning? Okay, that's what I thought in France too. Sorry. The shower that we had this morning is better than the showers that were available to the richest people on the planet 150 years ago. Many of us have flown here, we've driven here, we've got clothes that fit, we are super wealthy because of materialistic consumerism, which has transformed standards of living. But it's also created a huge problem with the environment. Some of you may be aware of this. And it's a problem with well-being too. Look at the problems of mental health in our society. How ridiculous. Don't you think it's ridiculous? The problems of mental health? I think it's a luxury good. Because if you worked on a farm 350 years ago, you didn't have time to be depressed. You'd take the cows out. So, I think we're at an inflection point, which is kind of, I wrote this book called Stuffication, that was problem with materialism. I wrote this 10 years ago. Here's the self-published version, and then the Penguin picks up. This is the American version. And I've been banging on about this stuff for 10 years now. This one came out in 2013. So 10 years ago I wrote this book. It's called I've Had Enough of Stuff and Need Experience More Than Ever. And so for 10 years I've been going on about it. A couple of years ago I set up this thing, the World Experience Organisation, to bring together amazing people from different experiences. Klaus, who's here, Thibaut, who's here, the brilliant Alain and Pigalle, and some other people that you'll hear from later. Because I think that what we can do, let's get this one, that's the owl. There's been the family. So I think experience is the new business tool. That's my timer. So in which case I'll bring this to a close. Stop. Okay? I'll do this in the next minute. Is that okay? Okay. So just as beauty was the new business tool to turn the magic of the Industrial Revolution into something that was meaningful, that's meant that when the Spanish flu happened in 1920, there were 1.5 billion people on the planet. When this pandemic happens, there's about 7.5 billion people, and 1 billion of them are rich, really rich, because of the magic of the materialistic system of consumerism. But it's given us all this terrible stuff. But I think what we can do is think about experiences. And through the design of better experiences for people to have on a Thursday night, on a Saturday night, on a Saturday morning, at work. Think about Anna, if you remember what he was showing us about the redesign of funerals, the redesign of passenger experiences. We had Moment Factory, one of our members who did, I think it was LAX? LAX Airport. Another one of our members did Melbourne Airport. Make a passenger experience better. Because it doesn't have to be call something, this is awkward, I quote myself. Experience as humans finds the next great leap forward. And this is really embarrassing. I've asked people before, everyone thinks it's embarrassing. But if you put your name next to a place, people then refer to it. And I was at a conference in the States about 3 months ago, and literally an hour later, a guy was representing and he I'm like, that's a good idea. Anyway, so I really do think it's the next great leap forward, and the way that we'll do this is because as we share ideas across different experience sectors, we will improve Tuesday nights, Thursday mornings, passenger experiences, customer experiences, patient experiences, life experiences, and by doing that,